Today I wanted to show you what I'm working on and what's coming up next, so sit back, grab a coffee and relax. Welcome to my Lego city. It's not real, it's digital. I'm still working on the docklands and it's pretty close to being completed, but I wanted to show you some of the other things I'm building. As my city's growing, I need to start adding things like cars, trucks, and trains. Otherwise, it'll look a bit too post-apocalyptic, like 28 Hours Later or The Walking Dead. It's kind of deserted. So I decided I needed to add some vehicles to give the city some life. I decided to start with trains. Luckily, the train ecosystem is rich with people posting pictures, sharing ideas, and selling instructions, so there's plenty of places to get ideas when building them. So I wanted to showcase a few train designers whose designs I really like. Most of the trains here are designed by Yellow.LXF, Brick Model Railroader, and Monty's Trains. There are other great designers, but I'm mainly focusing on adding boxcars and containers right now. And I like their designs, and I want to see how they look on my layout. So I wanted to showcase what's possible using these railcars so you can get some inspiration and see what they look like if you built them for your own Lego city. I've put links in the description box to their websites where you can purchase instructions. Life and work has been keeping me busy these days, but I find building these railcars pretty relaxing. They're small projects and just like a collector, I put them on my shelf to admire them, even if it's only digitally. And once I get more of my city built, I'm going to make them run. I built this small diorama to place and store any railcars that I build. I wanted to use this diorama as a testing area to figure out the style of track ballast and any other track details I want to use on my main Lego city. Any experiments I do, including discarded ones, I keep them here so I can look back on them and get some inspiration. To start off, many Lego train builders use stickers or decals on their trains. This allows Lego trains to take on an incredible amount of detail, and I think they just look amazing. So in my digital version, I've tried to emulate the sticker usage, so if you decide to build any of these trains, you can get an idea on how they would look like in real life. So with that, let's get started. First, I wanted to showcase some boxcars based on Monty's trains. I don't think he sells instructions, but I put a link to his website in the description box. He makes amazing 8-wide 50-foot boxcars during the IPD era, which just happened to be exactly what I was looking for. This IPD boxcar is owned by Port Huron and Detroit. While I've never seen this boxcar in real life, I think the combination of its logo and base color are really striking and cool. When I was looking for reference pictures, I saw a bunch of worn out variants, so I decided to model them too. I especially like how the dark blue fades out into a bright sky blue color. Next up is a pair of Rock Island boxcars. Since I was a kid, I've always liked the Rock logo and even had a few HO scale Rock boxcars, so I naturally decided to model it in Lego. They have a white and turquoise variant. I'm not actually sure how many blue turquoise variants they have. I believe new boxcars have this rich blue color, but they fade out over time. Now we have a Brick Model Railroader 50-foot boxcar. This one has a CP scheme, and I've seen this car often. I like CP boxcars because they have so many color variants, so I'm definitely going to build more. Next is a bunch of CN boxcars. Growing up near railway tracks, I saw a ton of these back in the day. First, we start off with some 50-foot double-door boxcars. For lack of a better name, they come in all brown and green door versions. A third one here has the CN North America logo. Next are a bunch of 40-foot boxcars. Again, for lack of a better name, I call them all brown and yellow door variants. Here are two that have been pressed into grain service. That being said, purpose-built grain cars are something I definitely want to run on my layout. I decided to hold off since I'm building rail cars for the areas of the city I've built or going to build soon. That's why I focused on shipping containers and boxcars for now. Speaking of shipping containers, here's a bunch I made. These are all based on Yellow.LXF designs. He makes them freely downloadable from Rebrickable. Link in the description box below. They are 6-wide containers and work well with 8-wide trains. I created a variety of different versions to represent the different shipping companies. I have yet to build any shipping container well cars since I don't need them just yet. I did build a few general purpose flat cars, which I'll be throwing these containers on. I did this because I wanted to model a scene where I could put a container that's open and being hand loaded while on the flat car. I don't think you can do that with a well car. And finally, I want to show you the first engine running in the city. It's a SW1200 switcher. Here I wanted to showcase Yellow.LXF's SW1200 design. I think his build looks really cool and has a lot of cool details. He sells the instructions on Rebrickable, link in the description box below. Rebelbrick has showcased Yellow.LXF's SW1200 as well, so you can check out that video if you want to see it in up close detail. He's lightly weathered his model, which kind of looks cool too. I wanted to include a train engine, but not a mainline engine or anything too big that would dwarf the city. I'm looking for a late 1980s feel. The heyday of freight by train is long over, and the branch lines are full of diverging abandoned spurs with maybe one industry still being serviced along the line. Industrial areas are still run down and not gentrified or torn down and replaced by condos yet. As an older switcher, used in many industrial railways and spur line service, I think the SW1200 fits perfectly into my LEGO city. So that completes an overview of the rolling stock so far. As I keep building out the city, I'm going to be integrating these and even more trains. I'll be adding cars and trucks on the roads as well. The next episode will most likely be about the docklands and industry that surrounds the waterfront. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.